Okay, so we're going to break down Juan Soto's swing today. We've got this kind of cool setup here at the facility, and I can control everything right here from my phone. I'm Matt. Everybody knows me. This is Nick, works with all of our hitters. And so we've got the World Series coming up with your favorite team. Who is your favorite player on the Yankees?
Juan Soto.
Oh, well, that's a good guy to start with. And why do you like the Yankees again?
Dad was born and raised in New York.
Very good. I used to hate the Yankees. Now I really don't care. So I'm just hoping for a good series. Anyways, we've got these two swings up here, and I'm able to control it all right here. I know that people usually like to see the swings first, so I'm going to just play both swings. One on the left, this is from earlier in the year, home run. One on the right is his game-winning homer on a really, really good at-bat on like a fastball up. So they're going to play at the same time, I think. There you go. So bomb and a bomb. So we're going to reverse it back here, and we're going to talk about a couple of things, just whatever comes to mind as we go. We also have some really cool graphs. I was showing Nick a minute ago. We are just looking at it. It's going to show the slugging percentage and what parts of the zone Soto swings or slugs best at. And what I wanted to mainly talk about with Soto, because I've broken his swing down before, is that every hitter has a particular type of swing that is going to do damage or hit certain balls better. So Soto swing is flatter, right? Versus like who would be another guy, like a Judge?
Yeah, to uphill, or you have Stanton, who's down and across like he's putting on a seatbelt.
Yeah, so exactly. So everyone swings different. Judge got more, a little bit more uphill. Uh, Soto much flatter with his barrel, and so he's going to do damage, as you can tell if you've watched him. If you haven't, maybe you haven't realized this, but if you watch him, and all the numbers that will show you prove this, is that he crushes balls that are up in the zone because he's got such a flat swing. Can you give an example? You're a lefty, they'll make it easy. Can you give an example, yeah, of how exactly? So see how flat the barrel is. We're like a Freddie Freeman. We'll show Freddie later. Yeah, Freddie's turned so much more like this. So Freddie's is like this way, and Soto's is just way, way flatter. So if you think about vertical bat angle, get the point of contact for a second. Yep. So if you think about vertical bat angle, it's just the angle that the bat is at contact. So this right here would be 0. The more you get here, the more negative you get. So Freddie is like really negative. Soto is much more closer to 0. Okay? So the point is knowing your swing, because everyone has a preference. Everyone's going to be a little bit flatter or a little bit more vertical. And then understanding what ball do you hit best. So Soto, because he's got a flatter swing, destroys balls up in the zone. So let's play this one over here on the right. So they went, do you remember this at bat?
Yeah.
They went like a bunch of off speed, I think.
And he fouled them all off.
Fouled them all off. Super tough at bat. And then they left one. They tried to go up with a fastball. And you can see how flat his barrel is. And he's able to hit this thing out to center field. And I made an Instagram post, a comment that said, if you're going to go up on Soto, then you better go way up because he crushes balls. We'll show it in a little bit. Which balls is he terrible at? His worst pitch. You knew without even having to look at it. But he can't hit down and in, I think, was his worst.
That's the hardest thing for him. Where like someone like Freddie Freeman, that's much easier, like you said, because Freddie naturally, that's the way his bat goes. And for someone like Soto, he will need to feel more of that butt out, chest over, posture over the plate to keep on trying to get his bat to be more vertical in that scenario. And that's harder for him to do. That's why he likes stuff up. And then you have someone like Freddie who's the complete opposite. It's going to be too hard for him to get his bat flat, get something up.
Right. And if you watch like this spine angle right here of Soto, like that's like the most you're going to see him get over. He's usually not over very much. Whereas if you threw up like a Mike Trout maybe, Mike Trout is typically going to be more over the plate. Mm-hmm. And again, the lower the ball, the more you'll be over.
Yes.
But certain players just have a preference. Again, like Soto is going to be more on this line, and Trout and Freeman and those guys are going to be more on the other line. So same thing here. You see it's a ball that's a little bit up, and you just see his path is super flat, and that ball, he just hammers that pitch. So if you want to try to get Soto out, you've got to go, for me, you've got to go typically something down. Like if you go back foot sliders way down and in, you can get them. And we'll pull that up again in a second. But I think if you go down anywhere, it's going to be better than going up. Like up is the last place. When you're as good as Juan Soto, he can still hit balls. We're not saying he can't hit the ball down because he can still hit the ball down. He just hits the ball much better up. And so again, if you're a hitter like that, then you should be looking and hunting when you can early in the count. You're hunting something that you can drive. You're matching your approach with what your swing naturally does. Again, if you're Soto, you're not going to look for pitches down when your swing doesn't handle that pitch that well.
Exactly why you see him do a Soto shuffle and spit on pitches down more, or with 2 strikes, you'll see him just find a way and foul it off and then stare at the pitcher saying, like, I'm going to keep finding a way to just fight until you make a mistake like that, and then I'm going to do damage.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a really good point. And that's why Soto's such a great hitter too, because he knows where the pitchers are going to try to attack him, what he does well. He recognizes pitches super well, and he does that, which sometimes makes me mad. If I'm a pitcher, it probably pisses me off. But when he does that shuffle and he doesn't swing at the ball down because he knows he can't hit that ball well, and he's just waiting for you to come up here so he can destroy it. So let's pull up real quick those other shots real fast. Okay, so this, we're going to show a couple of things. So this is just a heat map of his slugging. And so you can see if you're looking at it, red is really, really good. Blue is not very good. Anything up from all 17 inches, basically, he hammers all of that stuff.
Even stuff not in the strike zone.
Yeah, exactly. Look at this red. Look at this red. So if you're up, it doesn't even matter. You can go 19, 20, 21 inches. He's going to destroy all of this stuff. Right? And so, again, we said, like, this is down. He still can hit this pitch pretty well, but look at all of this blue right here. So this is where, obviously, if you're looking at this, if you're a hitter looking at this, it gives you a pretty good indication. And again, if you're a younger hitter, you're not going to have this amount of info, but you should have a feel if you video games, if you have someone watching, or if you're just aware of it, and after games, you're just jotting down notes on what pitches you hit well and what you don't. You should be able to see this and say, okay, I can't swing it. I need to lay off this pitch, and I need to really focus on the top part of the zone.
And like he's saying lay off those. That's not saying that Soto can't find a way to put that in play or find a way to sometimes do damage, but Soto's not looking for that pitch until there's probably 2 strikes. That's why he spits on those, and you see him swing at a lot of those.
Exactly. And then if you go to this, this is just the same type of idea, just looking at his numbers. And again, you see the blues down here. So he still slugs 700 on this pitch, right? But you don't want to be up here. Like he's slugging 1,000. You throw it almost at his front elbow, and he's slugging 714. You throw the ball off the plate and up, he's slugging over 800. So same premise, just a different map, but looking for your pitch, knowing what your swing hits well, what it doesn't hit well, and then laying off.
And how he's saying, like, how you know, Soto's 0 for 0 here, 0 for 0 here, 0 for 1, and 1 for 3. So clearly he's trying more on these than he is ever these. He knows that that is his approach, is seeing the ball up, not down.
Yep. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, breaking down Soto, but really talking about how can you learn from Soto. Like you're watching the game, you're watching him hit. Now you're trying to think about his thought process, and then you can then use that to help your swing. So that's all I got. That's all you got?
Yeah, I mean, and when he says, like, learn from him, it doesn't, like, if you are not someone who has a flat swing, you can still learn from it. You got to take bits and pieces from the best, and then it will help you.
Yep. So we're doing remote training. We just opened it up to 15 people. So if you were interested in remote training, you can be from anywhere in the country. Check the description box down below. Click the link there. It's going to take you over. It's going to explain everything that we provide with our remote training classes. So 15 people. Once we get 15, we're done. So we're just opening that up pretty much today, I guess. So check that out and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.
Go Yankees.
Had to throw that in.